Hey, hello, how are you? And welcome to Road Odyssey. Hey, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing great. Please subscribe down below. Thank you very much. And this video is a sit-down chit-chat for me to tell y'all that I am a complete and utter hypocrite. Why, you ask? I will tell you. It is because in at least one past video, I told y'all that I am waiting.
Don't buy over MSRP.
And that I would encourage all of y'all to not pay over MSRP in order to get a C8 Corvette. Well, what did I do? I went out and I paid over MSRP for a C8 Corvette like the idiot that I am.
Oh my God, what have I done?
So I would like to read my story to you and tell you what has happened and why I made this decision to do this. And then I would like to explain a little bit about my background that provides me with the stupid money and the stupid reasons and rationalizations as to why I went ahead and did this.
I will give you a couple of seconds to pause this video so that you can get a drink, get back, sit, relax, and get ready for this story.
Okay, y'all ready for this? Now, let me start out by saying, and I'm going to read some of this. I wanted to kind of sketch out what I wanted to say, so I apologize for not looking directly at you. But what I wanted to say initially here is I know that C8s are being made right now, very well, no issues. So all the 2021s are going to get produced theoretically by July or so. And so, you know, there's not really any issues for most of us who have orders pending. We should be able to get our Corvettes within the next few months, maybe at the worst by fall. Let's just say that for now. So now for me, I've been waiting for 9 months. I explained that in a previous video.
Here's a thumbnail if you want to look up that video.
And I figured that even if my order is put in right now, I would still be waiting, like I said, 3 to 6 months minimum, which is fine. I can wait another 3 to 6 months. Kind of. Irritating, but I can. As many of those who have gotten their C8s, they have waited, 12, 13, 14 months at least. Some people even more than that. But what has happened is my trust in the dealership that I am working through has faded greatly. Enough for me to rethink everything.
Here comes my problem.
Now, what happened to me is something that resulted in me feeling like I've been led on, and in other words, encouraged to do something that I otherwise wouldn't have done, being persuaded. And so I have this feeling of having been manipulated. Don't know why, but maybe just like Rick Corvette Conti has said, some dealerships have just basically kicked people out of the C8 Corvette market. And so I kind of feel like I may be one of those persons. So my dealership supposedly had enough allocations when I made my order. There were 3 of us, and when I made my order, that very first of the 3 of us got his or her order fairly quick at the end of 2020. So here we are in 2021. And, I was never explicitly told that my dealership had solid allocations for me at the time, but they definitely implied it heavily. So they said, without a doubt, now there's only two of you, one person in front of me. And they may not know precisely their allocations, but from their history and from what they know, I am certain to get my C8 Corvette ordered, maybe not received yet, but ordered by the second quarter of 2021. Well, as it turns out, none of this is true, really. So, I've tried to be a thoughtful customer and relax and, buffer several months on top of what my dealership has told me in order to say, okay, this is all fine and good. All right, so here is what happened. I walked into my dealership a couple of days ago, asked about my order. Well, what did he say? He told me that he put in for the build of the order before me. So one car before me. And the manager of the dealership had to make sacrifices and pull a big favor just to place the order for this customer before me. What did I think immediately? Well, I thought, well, that's kind of decent news. It's sort of as predicted, kind of. And it's not what I wanted to hear, but it was good to know that I'm next up from my allocation. So, but it was just a strange conversation. So my next question was, when is my allocation predicted to be? And actually, before I even got the question out, my salesperson knew that I was thinking that. And so he quickly said, hey, and you know what? We can get your order in maybe in the next 6 to 12 months. And I just kind of thought, really? That is kind of strange. You're kind of delaying me by possibly a year. It just was bad. So in the back of my mind, I started adding up the reality of truths and the time expected for my order to be placed. And I began to think that my dealership really did lie to me, or they just omitted truths, which kind of kept me hanging in the air for no good reason. And so therefore I chose, I think, the wrong dealership for ordering my C8. And I've actually got no assurance in any way now that I could be getting my car within a reasonable period of time. It just doesn't sound right. Okay, now that I've established that I do not trust my dealership, I have to proceed with some plans. Plan A was, of course, to go to the dealership to get the C8 and stick with that. Well, I am doing that. So plan B, though, is if I buy something over MSRP, then I need to do that within a budget. My budget was 20 grand. Now I've gone out and I've got pictures of C8s that are still almost 150 grand at the trim levels that I'm looking at.
Here's a few from Car Gurus at almost 150, 130, and 129. I did find some at the same trim level and accessories at about the right price, which is between $80,000 and $88,000.
So I refuse to pay 30, 40, 50 grand over MSRP at least. That's just really dumb. So for me, my budget's 20 grand over. Not for y'all, just for me. So And this is where I am a hypocrite. Since I don't trust my dealership, I'm moving into plan B, and I've already put the down payment on a C8 Z51 3LT, carbon fiber everywhere, blah, blah, blah. And it's very nice. It's right at about 20 grand over MSRP within my budget. So now that I've done this, I have to proceed with other plans if I don't want to lose all of that $20,000 over MSRP that I am totally wasting. So what that means is keeping my plan A C8 with the dealership. With this plan B over MSRP C8 Corvette, what I might have to do, use it lightly, enjoy it, use it for some of my videos and things like that. And then with it being lightly used, maybe 3 or 6 months out, if my dealership acts like they're really going to get my order in, I can sell this over MSRP Corvette for still a lot. I can still recoup maybe say $10,000, $12,000. And so I wouldn't lose a ton of money. I mean, that's still a lot of money to a lot of us, so I'm not trying to downplay that, but at least I've got something in my head that says, hey, I don't have to absolutely throw all my money in the garbage can. So I've got other plans that I could execute in order to recoup my money. And there's other things that I can do in my own lifestyle with my investments and all that jazz that can help me recoup my money. So please pay attention to that. Now, with all this being said, I sit here and think that I've done a terrible thing. I've wasted money and I have all these guilty feelings. But so long as I stick to my plans and know that I am doing the best that I can, I am not going to kill myself over this. So I would still hate to see any of you do what I'm doing, because I really feel like it's bad finance. It's not financially sound unless you really honestly have a plan. So for me in my life, in the way that I execute my life, I do not plan on hurting myself too bad. And I would like to explain a few points about me, who I am, and why for me, I can irrationally rationalize why I've done this.
I do make plans and I budget myself every day, and I decide on what I can throw away, and I do my research as to the favorite cars for me that I want to obtain.
Okay, so my first point for me is at 13 years old, I had my first steady job. I was getting paid, and I immediately began investing my money. And not only did I have my job, I was going to school, and I worked for my parents. So I invested, and I've been invested. I'm 59 now, so I've been invested just below 46 years. So that's a very long time to be making extra income.
Seriously, planning and saving is how you are going to have disposable income to play with.
Now, point number 2, I've wanted a rear engine car for a very long time, about 4 or 5 years at least. Not to mention growing up watching the Lamborghini Diablo and the Ferraris and all that I've just gone goo-goo over. So anyway, I investigated the rear engine cars. The main ones have been the Alfa Romeo 4C.
I drove a 4C, really love this car. It is awful tiny, and it's not exactly great for going on long trips.
The Lamborghini Gallardo.
I checked out this Lamborghini. It was a great price and fantastic condition, and I decided not to go with it here again because it just wasn't very good for going on long trips. And I really didn't want to pay high maintenance fees for this type of car.
And the Ferrari 360.
The 360 was very nice, but just like the Lamborghini, it is going to have high maintenance costs, and it just wasn't very good for long trips.
By researching these and others in pretty good depth, looking at not just the price of buying one, but the maintenance nightmares or whatever. So I concluded the C8, living here in America, was the right choice for me. Now, my third point was I've also invested not just my money into the market and other things, but I've invested in homes. So each of my homes that I have bought, I've made money off of. I've never lost money on my homes. So I've basically made money on them. And now I'm in a almost 5,000 square foot house.
It's looking much better today.
5 bedrooms, which the 5th bedroom we turned into a gigantic bathroom, which is fantastic. Decent garage. It's on a 1 acre lot, and we're 1 block from downtown. So location, 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 and it's a nice house. So, and not only that, we picked it up for extreme below value. So the people who had it had no idea what they owned. So I picked this house up for a song. Finally, I am very frugal. I hate spending money. And I wear t-shirts and blue jeans. And yeah, we've got some nice things. We collect antiques and stuff like that.
We like antiques just for their artsy kind of appearance. They have good resale value, and oftentimes many of them can be family heirlooms.
Basically, we offset all of our stupidity with saving a lot of money. And my kids have done a great job of saving me money as well. So thank you to my kids, and I have reciprocated with them in various ways to help them out. So here again, I pre-plan my life and how I live, what my goals are. And so in doing so, I can theoretically be smart about wasting money on buying a C8 Corvette over MSRP. Here again, that is just me. I'm not talking about you or anybody else. It's just me. So I just wanted y'all to be clear that I am, to some degree, being a huge hypocrite by me myself going out and buying a over MSRP C8 Corvette when I've told everybody else to wait and to not play this game. So anyway, I really do appreciate y'all sticking with me through my story, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope it meant something to y'all, and maybe got some gears going in your head as to what you might want to do, regardless of to whether it's a C8 or any other car that has been difficult for you to obtain. And so with that, relax, take it easy, do your best to try to plan in this crazy, chaotic world so that you can enjoy your life to its fullest. Be nice to people, reciprocate to those who do nice things to you, and you will be blessed. So, hope y'all have a fantastic day, and I will see you later. Bye.